Hello, everyone. I thought I would talk to you about something that I'm planning on possibly doing next year. I would have done it this year if I had known about it, but I didn't. Is that I've always wanted to do like a book signing or something at a festival where I sit and sell books and sign them, but I've never really had the opportunity to do it. Like, there are book festivals that are somewhat close to where I live, but a lot of times when I look up the requirements I don't meet them or they seem very restrictive. Like for example, like there's this one book festival in Louisville, which is the city closest to me, on this year, and but the requirements were like it seemed like there was definitely it seemed to me to be kind of a discriminatory attitude against self-published books. Like there was like a line that said, "Well, if your book is self-published, we'll consider it," but it was like that's not the norm, and like also like you couldn't like if you couldn't sell a book that wasn't published this year, like if you had an older books you wanted to sell, you couldn't do that. And of course I have a lot of older books I'd like to sell, and so it just seemed very too restrictive to me. And but there are other festivals though that aren't necessarily exclusively book festivals, like arts and crafts festivals and things that are near me, but which I'm not really into arts and crafts per se, so I don't go to a lot of them. But there are people who sell books in such places. Like my sisters and mother went to the this arts and crafts festival today at a place called Glendale, which is a town that's about half an hour from where I live. It it has a lot of antique shops, and there's also this restaurant called the Whistle Stop, which is a restaurant that is because it's near a train track that where the booths are where the booths are shaped like you're in a train, and it can kind of be claustrophobic for that reason. I really like their pie though; they have peanut butter pie. But um, anyway, though, there was one author selling his book there today who was a local author, uh, Kevin Womack or Womack or whatever. I think this is Depths of Eternity. It's a fantasy book, and apparently he was there with his father. I wasn't there; they bought this book, but now, but now I have it. So, Kevin Womack, if you want to know where one of the copies of your book is, I have it. But anyway, and I'm thinking, well, I would like to do that, and so I may do that next year if possible. I may actually because there's also a spring festival they have there as well. I may go for the spring one, at least at first, because I don't want to necessarily wait a whole year to do that. And but the thing is that you do have to get on a waiting list, and if you haven't been somewhere before, it can be harder to get in. And that's one of the things that I don't really like about a lot of festivals and things is because like one of the reasons why I self-published was because I don't like having to ask for permission because I don't like feeling like I'm not in control of things. Um, and because especially because there was this like last year I Facebook messaged this local business where that had hosted an author signing by someone. It was a coffee shop, and then when I asked whether they hosted other authors, they never replied to me. Like they completely ghosted me. That made me quite angry. I will say, but no. And I'm not very like. Apparently, with the spring festival, you have to fill out a form, and then you have to like Facebook message them about it, and then they'll like send you a form that you have to fill out and such. But I'm also just not very good at querying people or like asking stuff in that regard. I get very nervous. I often don't know how to formulate my thoughts, so I'm probably going to have to need some help in that regard from other people when I'm asking or querying about it. Um, but the idea would be actually though for me to sell my books and for my niece to sit next to me and sell quilts or that she's making. Um, and so it will be so she wants me to do it actually for that reason because and of course, she being a minor can't actually purchase a booth herself, so that would be it would be a good thing for us to do together, and I would give her a chance to do it. And so, I if 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 for any reason I'm going to do it for her, even if I'm somewhat reluctant to do it. And so I think it would be an interesting experience. It's something that I've always wanted to do. It's just that there can be a lot of red tape while getting into these things. So I'm definitely going to look into it. Like it's too early to look into it now, but like this spring festival is in May, and so I'll have to look into it. Try to look into it in January or February to see if I can get a place. And if I don't do that one for whatever reason, I may do the fall one. And so, or if this one goes well, if the spring one goes well, I may do both. I don't know. I've never actually been to one of these the arts and crafts festivals because I'm not really into that. But and plus I'm keep thinking if it's since it's an outdoor signing, it would be horrible if it started like there was bad weather or started raining or something, especially when you're trying to sell books. But no, that's just something I've always wanted to do. But I haven't really had a lot of opportunities to do it, and there's still no guarantee that I will do it. But it would be an interesting experience. So I just hope everything works out in that regard.